Hello.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Mania podcast. As always, I'm the original mogul, Mike Weldon, joined as always from my co-host Dylan Does Dumb.
These are the many.
And we're joined this week with Derek and Megan from the Transatlantic Takedown. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, we're doing good. Just enjoying this comfortable Sunday afternoon.
It's very cozy, very cozy.
Yes.
It's quite sweltering, I think, in North Carolina. I'm gonna check the weather real quick. 86 degrees.
Wow.
So,
how's the weather in Ireland, Derek?
That's a temperature we can only dream about having over here in Ireland.
Sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was gonna say that voice is like you could be a narrator of a audiobook with that voice.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I need to be careful. My girlfriend would probably skin me alive if she heard that.
That's what I need to do. So rethink my career choices.
Well, no,
So,
I mean,
So how did y'all come together to start y'all's podcast together?
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
I go ahead, Megan, because I kind of, from doing research to get some guests onto my Irish Wrestle Talk platform, I came across Megan, and she, some of her work, her previous work, she's quite decorated in the whole journalism side of things. And she'd been on a few other shows and things. So that's kind of, I reached out to her and had her as a guest on my my podcast, and it kind of went from there. Then we just connected through that, and
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I wanted to also mention about. Sorry, Megan.
How do y'all?
No. I was just going to say, yeah. That's how it started. Just being, I guess, on his podcast, to him, just kind of coming to me with the idea of, what if we cover wrestling from two different perspectives, from one person being from the States, being from New York, and another person being from Ireland, the perspectives of a man and a woman. So we couldn't be more opposite on paper, but we both do really enjoy wrestling, and it worked. It definitely worked.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Mike?
Also, how do y'all manage y'all's recording schedules? Like, how do y'all line those up, like in two different time zones every week?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. No, it's been, I suppose, in recent times it's been a bit crazy. We haven't kind of recorded anything over the past, I'd say it's possibly 6 weeks now at this stage, with different schedules and all that type of thing. But what we were doing previously, we were recording episodes and editing, but that's time consuming, as you know yourself. So started going live then on Friday nights, Thursday nights, things like that. And I suppose to suit the audience, or what times like they'd be watching at, if at all. We kind of played around with different times to suit that.
Yeah, when it comes to the editing stuff, Mike does all the hard work. I just do the comedic relief.
Stuff. Yeah.
So how does when there's a review or something like different time, how you do the class in the castle, it's gonna be like in a different time zone. People will be sleeping when it's going on. Some people will be awake. How do y'all, like, if y'all do reviews or watch alongs with those, how do those go along?
Yeah, is it like the day after, or is it like like spur of the moment?
Well, we started off in the middle of the week. So we did start off on a Wednesday, which will fall on the same day as AEW. But then we decided to do it on Fridays, hours before SmackDown. and pretty much we figure out what was the most important topics of that week, and we'll just try to cram it in as much as we can within that hour and a half, however long the stream goes. But we haven't really had the opportunities to do like separate reviews and stuff. It would be hard, like with the G1. The G1 runs in the middle of the night, for us, which is about 1, 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. But with him, he's already 5 hours ahead. So, this is early in the morning. He does have a young child, and a teenage daughter as well. So it's just the complications of being parents can sometimes kind of prevent us from reviewing everything. But yeah, specifically just whatever happens throughout that week, we would try to fit it in for that particular episode of that week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to cover more than just WWE because I think yourself, it's everybody is trying to cover that. And we were trying to focus a bit more maybe on the independent scene, both over on your side and over here in Ireland as well, because it's amazing stuff. And try to shine a light a bit more on that, because WWE don't need our money or don't need anybody's money, but our exposure, but a lot of the independent stuff does, and it can benefit from it. So
I agree, and also here on the States side, North Carolina is quite. It has some of the best wrestlers of all time living here. Arn Anderson, Hardy's, Edge, or Copeland. I don't know. There's a lot of like meccas of wrestling in all over the world. I think it's more important we shed the light on stuff, places where that they could use the most help. It's like the Ugandan wrestling federation over in Africa, which is actually pretty interesting. Cody Rhodes donated one of the old WWE rings just so they could fulfill their dream of wrestling and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, we know a lot of people have come from here in Ireland, and they're Lyra, Becky Lynch, Sheamus, the list goes on. Finn Balor was instrumental in kind of getting the whole independent scene going here over 20 years ago. And then we have the UK, which is quite close, and they do their thing too. And it's there's a lot there. There's a lot of if you want to really get into it, there's a lot of content you could make on it.
Oh yeah, definitely. The UK indie scene, and like it's something else.
Yeah, definitely. I'd see it more and more now, like progress.
Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
I also remember. Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing also a clip from like an independent wrestling promotion where Roger Clark. Give Mike a second. He's just having a little bit of technical difficulties. I remember Roger Clark. I think it was a UK promotion. I don't know if he's in the US or not, but he actually gave one of an independent wrestler a stunner, and it was the funniest thing on earth. I'll have to find that clip somewhere.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how wrestling in different places is just so like it's amazing. It's cinema, as Martin Scorsese would say.
Yeah, yes,
definitely.
It is. And I know there is an independent wrestling promotion that is based out in Charlotte called Ashe Wrestling, which is a predominant. It's a promotion that predominantly promotes black wrestlers. I do know they are based in Charlotte as well, but just I can say within the last few months, probably a little more than a year, discovered a lot of independent wrestling promotions, discovered a lot of wrestlers that might never make it to a WWE ring or might not ever make it to an AEW ring, but there are so many talented independent wrestlers out there that is just extremely talented, but also extremely overlooked. You know, they are they're just not given that opportunity. So you know, I try as much as I can to remind people to definitely support the smaller promotions, the especially your local promotions that is that needs it, that needs that the attention. They need the recognition because, you know, at some point those wrestlers are going to be scouted. They will be a part of possibly the WWE ID program. They will, you know, be in Ring of Honor or AEW or maybe even TNA.
Yeah, it's like, you know, North Carolina's own Jackson Drake is the current WWE Evolved champion. And I know people who have shared the same locker room with him. One of my best friends in the whole world even got super kicked by him.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I made a couple meme edits out of it too. I'll have to, you know, text them after this and like ask me, hey, can I send them to these? Send them to any of you guys, and then I'll have to let them know. Shout out to Xander, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, I grew up in a wrestling city, Memphis, and Memphis is well known for the territories back in the 80s. A lot of the stars from the WWF passed through the territories in Memphis, like Hogan, The Rock, Kane. They all passed through those territories.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And of course, Vince McMahon then just started buying up all of the competition at the time. Then, yeah, that was a good time though. That was a good time in wrestling. I think a lot of the characters back in the 80s and 90s, I don't think you have the same type of character anymore. The larger than life characters, you know, that you had.
Yeah,
no, but we are seeing WWE try to do that again.
They are.
Like Roman Reigns is a great job of his own, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
it's not just that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think they're still kind of depending a little bit on the bringing back some of the big names? Like, look at the end of SummerSlam night 2, and we look at Goldberg and all these guys, and Cena even. You know, I know he's doing his farewell tour, but do you think that they're not maybe building up enough in the background for the next huge star, per se? You know.
That is a very valid point, and honestly, it's something I've been taught because I've been in a wrestling ring before, and I've also taken bumps and whatnot. I do want to mention though that I'm sorry. I will say that what I was taught in wrestling when I was training is to trust the process. I'm just focusing on trusting the process and just not complaining as much as some people on the IWC do, but I mean, I trust the process. Hopefully everything works out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when I do think about Hulk Hogan and what he represented a certain era. He represented the 80s and some of the 90s. And when you think of the 90s, you think of a multitude of people. You think of The Undertaker, you think of Triple H, you think of Shawn Michaels, you think of Bret Hart, you think of Stone Cold, you know.
Yeah.
And when you think of the 2000s, you probably think of John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely think of maybe certain eras of The Rock, like Hollywood Rock, like certain wrestlers stands out in certain eras. But to answer Derek's question, I guess the only person that I couldn't think of that actually has stood out, I would say probably in the 2020s. So definitely during the pandemic era, it will probably be Roman. I can't say it will be so much of Cody, even though they are building him up to being that. But Roman just holds a different level. He comes from a different cloth, despite the fact that some people might argue that Roman's father and his uncle were famous, but probably not Dusty Rhodes famous. When it comes down to their sons, you can definitely see that there is a level of fame that Roman acquired that Cody is still building to have. So, if TKO WWE decides to pull some pages out of their old handbook, then maybe there's a possibility that there are younger wrestlers who they can build up to stand out in these new eras that's coming up. But it seems like they're doing things a little differently. So I don't know if we're ever going to have another Hulk Hogan, another Stone Cold, another Roman Reigns. Not
I
the way
agree, yeah.
At this time.
Yeah. It's definitely like, sorry, Mike.
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead.
No. I had a brain fart. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, with SummerSlam, Cody, really expecting.
Didn't catch that.
This often happens.
That's the
joy. We know because definitely during our streams, I am usually Mike, and Derek has to hold the fort while I'm trying to get my internet together. So I definitely can relate because this is usually me. It's
the joys of being live, but it is beneficial to do it, as we said earlier. Kind of go live, and you don't really have to worry as much about doing editing and stuff afterwards.
Yeah. It's just. I mean, obviously, Mike Weldon. He's one of the best. He's not just I'm not just his co-host. I'm also. I like to think I'm also his friend too. But another. I'll just wait on him to say what he was wanting to say, because I could not make out a word he was saying. Yeah, it's just, and I actually had to tap out of last week's episode because I was just feeling like shit. I was tired.
It happens, like any of this type of thing. It does take its toll. If you're if you're doing it anyway frequently, I think.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say before my Wi-Fi cut out, y'all were talking about Cody. Like, I don't know if I was the only one. I was expecting the heel turn, and I was expecting WWE to pull the trigger with the heel turn at SummerSlam, especially like the mask he came out in had the crack across it. I'm like, this is going to be Cody's night where we finally see the real American Nightmare.
Yeah, I already thought, it was going to be a matter of, I was holding on with bated breath, like, oh my God, he's actually going to do it. He's going to low blow John. I was like, as soon as Brock came, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not mad about it, really. I mean, I kind of like Brock. It's just, Corey had to have thrown Vince under the bus for sure.
Yeah, I'll let you go with that, Megan. Speak on that.
Yeah, there was just so much discord online the night that he showed up. I don't care to get into it. Honestly, people's gonna feel how they feel about it. It's not excusing what he was accused of or anything. But I do understand that business is business and business goes on. The show must go on. And obviously they felt like he was in a place where he can come back. And so it's just like you said, trust the process, just trust that they know what they're doing. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. You don't have to watch him if you don't want to, but you can still support the brand. But I will say, I definitely enjoyed both SummerSlams. I enjoyed how both shows ended. I was pretty much screaming at the top of, seeing it's just such a, they successfully pulled the rug under me both nights.
I'm so pissed off about the Seth Rollins cash in. I'm just gonna say that right now. That pissed me off to no extreme.
I literally cried when I saw CM Punk get the title because it's something that I never thought was going to happen again. Him being an AEW, I just knew he was never coming back. And so for him to come back 2 years ago was emotional. And then him finally getting the title almost 2 years later was emotional. And see, it's like, I like both CM Punk and Seth equally. They are like my children. I love them both equally. I cannot choose between the two. So I was in a very bad place when I saw him come out, when I saw the crutches drop, when I saw he took the knee brace off. I was screaming to CM Punk, just leave the ring. You don't have to fight him. Just leave the ring. Go through the crowd. It's okay to run. You can run.
Well, kiss goodbye.
I wanted him to run so bad. But it's just not who he is. He's gonna fight him, and he lost his title. But definitely going back to Cody, yeah, there was signs. The signs was evident that he was. It's like throughout the match, he could feel that he couldn't beat John Cena. And so he was willing to do some very dirty things in order to win.
Yeah.
And he tempted at it. But ultimately, he played with the right deck of hands and he won. But just that lingering of John in the ring, knowing that somebody was going to come. You could tell it wasn't over. Something was going to happen, but I would have never guessed it was going to be Brock Lesnar. Ever.
Oh, yeah, no, I never guessed it would have been him either. It was like, holy shit.
I thought it was going to be The Rock.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be. It's part of me thought it would have been The Rock as well, but.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
But Brock Lesnar, like even talking about it now, like my forearms, like The Rock, like I could just feel the chills on my arm when his music just started playing. It was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? So but I just say that to say that it's been a long time since having those feelings watching WWE again. This is what I used to get when I watched it as a kid. And it was missing for a while, and it's starting to resurface. So
I agree, yeah.
And
don't watch it. It's really up to them.
That's it. But I think SummerSlam was was so much better than WrestleMania this year.
I agree wholeheartedly.
The quality of the matches, the excitement, you know, the storytelling, and as we said, the John Cena and Cody match, like that was rolling back the years for John Cena. It was amazing from start to finish.
It's like we got Super Cena again.
Yeah, I went to WrestleMania this past year. I went to Mania in Vegas.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be at that and SummerSlam this year, to be honest. Blessed. But yeah, it was so much better than WrestleMania.
How was your SummerSlam experience? I got to ask about it.
It was great. Went on my own. That's kind of the way I do it. I don't have any friends that enjoy wrestling.
You do now.
There we go. Yeah, that's great, and that's kind of where I got into all this too last year. You know, it was kind of to connect with different people around the globe and so on, and just talk about wrestling. But yeah, SummerSlam was fantastic, and of course, with it being in New Jersey and / New York, you know, got to kind of do a bit of sightseeing and different things as well. And but the 2 nights and the stadium, I just thought was so much better than the Allegiant. You know, that's just my opinion. The atmosphere was better on both nights, and just the match cards, the quality of matches, and the twists and turns and so on.
Yeah,
I will say this: Mania, the one that I loved about both nights is when CM Punk came out, when they played "This Fire Burns," you just heard the crowd. I never thought I'd hear that song played again for Punk.
I honestly think he should have come out to it, to be honest.
Yeah. No, the promo package they put together at WrestleMania for him was one of the best they've done in years.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
sure
always
Derek,
CM Punk.
I'm sure Derek can say, and I can too, just being there in the crowd, hearing the crowd just come alive for that. It was a different experience.
Yeah. Definitely. But there is nothing like being at these events, and I know a lot of people. There were still people shitting all over SummerSlam as an event, and I don't know what they were looking for, because it was, you know, I don't know if I haven't gone back and watched it just yet to see what it was like in broadcast, but being there, like the atmosphere and the excitement, and especially when Lesnar came out, the place fucking nearly blew up. You know, it
went
great.
Ballistic.
Yeah.
I'll say, like, WWE, they pulled the rug out. They kept that so under wraps, no one saw it coming. That's what fans are always wanting to say. They want surprises, and even when they try, they still get shit on for it.
Yeah.
It's never
IWC being IWC.
It's an equally toxic place, and it's a good place. You know, it's a very difficult. It's a very sensitive place at times too. You have to be careful what you say, or if you want to go down that road. But it's look, everyone has opinions, and that's the good thing too. No matter what Triple H does or any of the promotions, someone will always have a problem with it.
Yeah, you can't please everyone.
No.
Just this past week, I don't know if y'all saw it floating around, the picture of Triple H and Stephanie on vacation. Everyone was just shitting on it. Like, look at him then and look at him now. It's not the same Triple H. Like,
no shit, he's older.
The man had a heart attack, and he can't do what he used to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think people actually forget that he has an actual pacemaker that keeps him alive. You know, you expect him at 56 to still be built like. I'm not even built at 38. I'm not even built the way I used to be at 20. So it's like you expect him to still look the same way he looked 20 years ago. It's delusional as clear as cut.
Here's one for you, all right? Roxanne Perez was doing meet and greets on the Friday of SummerSlam weekend, and there was New Jersey police there around her, as you know, or just in the background as she was doing the meet and greets. that's the level of craziness and it has to be. She has to have them there because of all the problems she's had this year with threats and stalkers and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some real batshit people who are just threatening, who wanted to kill her and whatnot. We're even counting down to it. Just, oh my god.
Yeah, and
Why can't
Rhea
people
Ripley
just be
has
normal?
spoken about what she's had to endure, and I mean, it's insane what goes on. It really is.
I don't understand people.
It's not even just Roxanne. Like you've had with Rhea, someone showed up to her house on her Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
There should be a line between. There's a line you don't cross being a fan.
Yeah.
Or the gentleman that popped up at Liv Morgan's house and was on her Ring camera and actually took something off her porch, you know, and like left with it. And then he popped up at the Performance Center looking for her too. Look, I believe in standing your ground. If you come to my property, you're not supposed to be here, you're only going to get one warning. And if you don't leave, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I don't know why they feel comfortable sending fan mail, gifts, or even showing up at these people's homes. It prolonged Asuka's return because she had a stalker. Yeah. Bronson Reed also had to come out and talk about it. He said, my wife and my child is at home. Don't go over there. Don't send anything over there. So it's been multiple wrestlers who has to come out and either say, hey, you're not talking to me. You're talking to a scammer. I will never ask you for money. I'm a WWE wrestler. Trust me, I do not need your money. Or you have to tell them, don't come to my house. Don't send anything to my house. And if it's not that, then you're harassing them at the airport.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. You're dead right there, Megan. Like what's happened now is the male wrestlers are nearly forming a protective guard around the females as they're walking through the airports because the carry on is ridiculous.
Think most recently was Jacob and Solo and Tiffany. They had to like literally walk Tiffany through the airport because you know and then they use their children. They use their children. Like, yeah, you might say no to 40-year-old me, but you're not going to say no to my 8-year-old son.
Yeah.
And they just throw their children out there, and they see it. I think it was Grayson
Waller?
He was in character. Yeah, I think it was him. He was in character, but he definitely said, do not bring your children to the airport because I'm not signing anything, even for them. But yeah, you know, so that's
like when I went to Mania in Vegas, AJ Styles was on my flight, and he got off the plane when we got off the plane. There was fans at the airport waiting for him, and I just walked by. I said, "Hey, I'm a big fan." I waved to him, and I went on my way.
Yeah,
that's the right thing to do, in my opinion. Don't be a fucking mark. Just treat them like a human being, because that's what they are. They're human beings.
And it's just a job as well. Like if you think about it, it is a job. And outside of that, you should be left alone. They hang out at their hotels. It's the same thing. It's mental. It really is.
It is.
Like I saw him get on the plane. I didn't even I know who that is, but I just didn't say it out loud. Like I was like, because he had his wife and kids with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but I'm not gonna bug the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something should go off in your head when you see these people, you know, and especially when they're with their families. But if you really just look at them, I mean, just really, just look at their whole position. Look at their body language. They probably look exhausted. They're probably tired. They travel state to state. They're barely home. You know, they're always on the go. Like, just look at them. And if they look like they really just want to get to their hotels or whatever, like they just want to just decompress, take that as a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leave them alone, you know?
Yeah.
But people see past that, you know, and I don't know. A lot of people just don't have the discernment, but I'm definitely a body language reader. So, you know, I'm always, because there's context clues in that, you know. So somebody might say one thing, but their body is definitely saying another, you know. So they might say, I'm happy to meet you, but they're really just like, I really wish you didn't stop me. You know, I really wish you would have just let me continue on. So, you know, but people don't care. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Like one of the things I think they take out of fans go over, like this past, I don't know if it was this past week or so, but it was a fan who was at a Nikki Bella meet and greet. And they did that stupid prom pose. And some fans take that as like, oh, I can do it too. Like, no.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see happening somewhere down the line is the meet and greets. They're going to be really restricted or scaled back because maybe some of the behavior of people. Because when I got to meet a couple of the stars there recently, and like Alexa Bliss and Bailey and things like that, and when you were going up, you're being warned, you know, to keep your hands either at the front or behind you. Now, my default when meeting somebody would never be to throw my arms around them or anything like that, especially a lady. But obviously, this is what's going on, and like the fact that people have to be warned, you know, is on another level as well. So
it shouldn't have to be said. Like, I can't. People often say, this is a super off-topic tangent, but people say that people on the autism spectrum have trouble socially. Not as much as these fucking dorks. Yeah,
no, it's unbelievable, and but look, you could talk about it all day, I think.
Right. One of my main questions I had, like you were talking about the independent wrestling, like what is it like in Ireland? Like I've seen shows in like London and all that, but like what is it different in the UK than it is in Ireland?
Yeah, well, we have we're a smaller country, of course, but we do have a few really good promotions here based in the south of Ireland, and then you have OTT, which you possibly heard of. They'd be one of the bigger promotions even in Europe, and they were founded in 2014. And like we've had a lot of major stars from WWE and you know, AEW and TNA come over and wrestle some of our homegrown stars. And the big OTT event every year is called Scrapper Mania. So that's kind of our WrestleMania, and that's held in the National Stadium. Now there's been no announcement as to this year's one just yet, but we live in hope. But last year it was really, really good. And we had Finn Balor and JD McDonough over last year while they were the champions, and they fought one of our top Irish tag teams here called the Social Elite. And we also have Rebel County Wrestling, which is based down in Cork. We have Hard Knocks Pro Wrestling, which is in Limerick. And we have Fight Factory Pro Wrestling, which was founded by Fergal Devitt or Finn Balor back in 2004. And yeah, Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, you know, Sheamus, they would have all come through those and fought for those promotions at various different times and held titles there through the years. So yeah, there's always something on every month, and there's up and coming talent coming through all the time. We have LJ Cleary, as you maybe heard of. He's Lyra's fiance.
Oh yeah.
He's been based in the US for the last few months. He's actually back in Europe now for the rest of this month and part of September. He's unbelievable. He's really, really top notch. And he did the tryouts recently over SummerSlam weekend. And we had a few other guys, CBL, Anita Vaughn. She's another top female star. And there's Santos Pro. He's Italian / Irish nearly at this stage because he fights here so much. And yeah, so we've there's a lot of potential there, I think, definitely. And all of that kind of stuff can be found on YouTube. It's really, really good. And you can go back through the years and look at some of the earlier stuff where you'd see Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Even you'd see Mick Foley competing, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes fought over here. You know, there's a lot of the top names have been here through time.
Yeah. I knew about Prince Devitt, Finn Balor's. I knew about him because Becky Lynch, I forget where I saw it, but she was talking about it. She discovered his school. Yeah,
and they used to date years ago also, but they're very close. They were always very close, and of course she had a tough time of it when she was younger for various different reasons, and she even walked away from wrestling for a number of years. She was an air stewardess, and because her mom was the same, and she tried a lot of different things, but she got back into it, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah. Look at her now. She's a multi-time world champion in WWE. She has her book. I don't know if y'all have read her book. I've read her. I have her book. It's a pretty good read.
She signed it, for me. She is one of the greatest of all time. Megan may not agree with me.
She's up there. She's up there on my list.
We always have this little bit of an argument.
She is one of the 4 horsewomen for a reason.
Yeah.
Yes, Becky is just a few weeks older than me. For the same year, just the month prior. So I have love for Becky, especially this character that she is portraying herself now.
But you were thinking Becky went a bit easy on Lyra, though, Megan. Isn't that right?
And that's the last time we've spoken. That's the last time we've done a show. A lot has happened since then. So I don't think Becky, that cheer shot at SummerSlam. That SummerSlam?
I thought that match was amazing. A lot of people said it was a botch fest, and look, there was botches. There's no denying that, but that's
shit happens, though. Is my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's it's easy for people to sit behind their phones or their computers and complain about a botch, but it could have been worse. It could have been a botch that caused an injury. And God forbid we have another Owen Hart situation on live TV. So it's like her hand slipped out of the zip tie. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Yeah.
Worse things happen. And this is why I said, wrestling is both real and fake. Okay. Does the wrestlers know who's going to win the match? Yes. That's where it's fake. Do the wrestlers suffer real injuries, real potential career-ending injuries during these matches? Yes. That is where wrestling is real.
I also want to input because I've shared a locker room. I've wrestled one match at some point. It was last April. There are other factors that are not fake about wrestling whatsoever. The money that could be made, if you run your own promotion and know what the hell you're doing, the brotherhood, the bond you have with other people. Some of my best friends in the whole goddamn world, I would never have met without wrestling.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other factors that are not fake for sure. There's also the time that you take, the toll and the time it takes to really dedicate yourself to something as amazing and wonderful as wrestling. It's just that's not fake either.
Yeah. It's just people, I mean, it's kind of like the old saying, unhappy people is going to come online and try to pretty much shit on what the next person is doing.
They project.
That's all the time, all of the time. So, there's only a handful of people, maybe not even that many, but there's a few wrestlers that I do not like. It's outside of the characters. Just don't like them as a person. They have said some things that just make me say, if I saw them, we probably wouldn't mesh well. Of course, one of them is Goldberg. I cannot like this guy. I tried. I cannot like this guy. But for the most part, it's just character. It's just I don't like their character. It has nothing to do with the person itself. When I ride on Becky, it's usually the character that she's playing. It's not Rebecca.
Fun fact: every time you guys speak about Becky, I can't help but partially think about my girlfriend, who's actually named Rebecca.
There you go.
Oh.
I'm wearing a cute little necklace too. You might be able to see it right here.
Good stuff.
Mike must be like, God damn it, Dylan.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I was so proud seeing Becky and Lyra coming down for their match at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sorry I didn't bring a flag, an Irish flag or something with me. But it was fantastic to see that, just to see their origins, where they came from, like wrestling in little small places, like a lot of people do. But yeah, especially coming from Ireland here and what they've achieved. And I think there's far more to come from Lyra. Yes, she's been criticized, her work on the microphone and various different things like that. But she's young. I do think she's going to improve, and you're going to see a lot more from her.
She's never gonna have her. She's gonna hone her edge at some point. So
yeah. A lot of people don't understand the whole bird side of things. The bird lady, they call her as well, and they maybe don't understand the background to that, and it kind of goes past people, and then that's ridiculed. So yeah, what can you do?
Yeah,
one of my favorite current wrestlers, talents that have come out of Ireland in the past couple of years is JD, or Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, JD McDonough, fantastic talent, the Iron Lung or whatever. But like he too has been criticized in the past, but everybody's going to get that at some stage. But he's very close with Finn Balor, and that's probably why they've been paired together. And they've been doing such a good job as part of the Judgment Day. I do think JD has the potential to have a really good run as a singles competitor himself. And maybe that's something they'll, delve into going down the line a bit further.
And he always says you don't bet against the Irish Ace.
No, you don't.
Yeah. And funny enough, like he's actually like I've seen, I've been at a few shows he's been at here in Ireland and stuff, and even his interaction with the crowd, he's just one of the lads. Like he just likes coming home, having the crack and that type of thing. So they've never gotten really big in themselves. They're still quite grounded, when they come home to Ireland. They don't go around like they're big stars or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like JD, man, he's a champ. Like that scary moment they had in the match with the Viking Raiders. That was like, and he has no. He even said he has no ill will against what happened in that match. It was just a freak accident.
Yeah, accidents happen all the time. They've been happening for many different years. Like the whole. Like you look at D'Lo Brown and back in the day, Stone Cold, and I mean all these different things. Stone Cold with Owen Hart, draws, or it was D'Lo with draws, wasn't it? Back in the day, and there was no ill will between them, even though that was terrible what happened. But
or Big E,
yeah, Big E, and these things happen. I think when you sign up to become a wrestler, it's one of these things. It's one of the drawbacks of the job in some ways.
It is. Like to quote Jim Ross, it's not ballet.
Certainly is not. No.
So how did y'all like? Y'all both have y'all's own separate shows that y'all do, right? Like separately.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
how have y'all come to grow? Like how have y'all come to grow in y'all's pages separately? Like if y'all had to do it all again, would you do it the same way, or would there be things that you know now that you would have done differently?
I will let you take that, Megan.
Yeah, I'll still do it the same. I would still do it the same way. I do feel like when I started the podcast with Derek, I did kind of hold myself back with my opinions because I knew we were approaching a different audience. And I knew a lot of them will probably be from Ireland. And so, in the first couple episodes, I did. But, and I say this with love, but Derek has a way of putting my foot to the fire sometimes when it comes down to certain topics. And I kind of react to it. And it's kind of like now we have this good cop, bad cop thing going on. And
I love that dynamic.
Yes. And so of course, I kind of needled the Becky and Lyra topic a little bit because I knew that, they can't do no wrong in his eyes. They're perfect. And I just knew, like, okay, seeing that's how he knows how to get me out of my center, I know how to get him out of his.
Yeah.
Let me needle him a little bit when it comes down to them. It has worked. We will have like these banters and we'll see like the numbers go up because now it's like the girls are fighting, like
Mike and I have a similar dynamic as well. He's a lot more serious and more level-headed. I'm just being over here being a jackass, almost getting the show canceled.
And it's fun because it wasn't something that we originally wanted to do. It was just we felt like the conversations was dwindling a little bit and we needed to do something different. So it really was by accident. But it that comes with spending enough time with a person to know their personalities and stuff. And that's why we mesh, and we will more than likely be recording soon.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it up to him. That's not on me.
No,
I'm leaving it totally up to him.
Yeah, no, we need to get back at it because, as you know, it's you get forgotten about very quickly, and it's not that I ever think we're going to, explode and be famous or anything. It's not for that. It's just for the love of chatting about the wrestling and connecting with others and things like that. But I do think if you don't keep on top of it and stay consistent, you can fall behind because there's so much of it. Like it's such a saturated area right now.
You have like you have Santi, Conman, Wheezy,
machines, and this whole reaction side of it, as well. There's so much to it.
It's the attention span. The attention span of people have shortened. So if you're not around, they go and they look for that somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so, that's how you get forgotten. Now, of course, you still have people. I'm not sure what Derek said, but I definitely still have people come and they'll ask, when are you going to go live again? And it's like, life, but when days up to it, at least a week ahead, we'll let you know. we're heavily promoted so that those who do
That's it.
watch our channel will know that we're coming back. But
Yeah.
even on our last episode, we kind of gave them heads up that there would probably be a break and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but even in that time, like Megan, you've been working on your own stuff also. You know, if I may speak candidly, and
I took a break from that too.
yeah. Well,
I took a break from that too.
It's
but
difficult.
It can be. It really can be, especially when you are trying to do so many things at one time. And here I am, a host of 2 podcasts, is trying to work on a third one. And some people will say you're crazy. And it's like,
what's the third one, man? Tell us.
The third one is definitely non-wrestling related. So it's life. It's life, and I'll be talking about everything, and you know, talking about my experiences too. But I'm gonna talk about everything from career changes to sex. Like everything is going to be on the table. So yeah, you know, so it's definitely going to be a different content, a different audience, and people are going to see a different side of me. And I'm preparing for that because, you know, I've been tipping my toe in water with my posts to see how people react to it, just to like give them heads up. Like, hey,
is
you
there
know,
no
like
fans coming, Megan?
No, absolutely not. I have a 14-year-old, you know. But no, but it would definitely be just a little different from the wrestling content. But we'll still be doing that as well. It's just now people will see who I am when I am just with my friends. They'll see who I am offline, you know, and I don't know if people are ready to see that side of me. Because it's not who I am online. It's a complete 180.
Yeah.
I am Bruce online, and I am Batman offline.
That's my question.
2 different people, you know.
Actually, that's my question for you 2 guys, Mike and Dylan. Is there some kind of a persona you use when you're on the platform like this, or do you just
usually no, when it comes to like I have a wrestling persona, which I haven't gone into because it requires me going into a very dark place because it's rooted from literally, I'm not even kidding, it's rooted from like I don't want to say dark side, but it's like his name is Malcolm Crest, and he is definitely a piece of work. I'll say, Crest is based off of actually one of my real life family members, or at least one part of my family. Although I stupidly misspelled, it's Crest, not Crest, but I think it's fine. But whenever I portray him, he's more brooding, calculative, and does everything with a purpose rather than just me.
So are
right
you
now,
actively pursuing a career in wrestling?
I am. I'm just taking a pause at the moment because there was an issue with myself and one of my coaches at the promotion I was training at. And I don't want to say his name. It's just all you need to know is that he's a piece of work.
Nice. But that's great. If you know, if it's something you want to do, and I can imagine it's not easy. Even taking the bumps, like learning that.
It's difficult. I got dropped on my head a couple of times, taking hip tosses. It was my own stupidity because as a white man, I can't jump.
Kind of dog here.
And here's the thing: I'm also not just like American white. I'm German American, so I'm a dual citizen.
Okay.
Brilliant stuff. No, that's great. I think it's fantastic for anyone to give it a go. I would love to maybe some years back to have given it a go, but we didn't. We have training schools here now, but we didn't back then, you know.
Yeah, it's just some in the area I am in here in the North Carolina Triad. There's kind of a little bit of a monopoly. I don't want to say it necessarily, but there's like two major promotions in my city and also in Greensboro.
Mhm.
So, and that's really like most of it. But there's one promotion that's in my city that goes like all around the Carolinas or North Carolina. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's Ric Flair territory, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The first ever Clash of the Champions for Jim Crockett Promotions was in Greensboro, in the Greensboro Coliseum, which stupidly was named the first Horizon Coliseum. Like, no one's gonna fucking remember that. Are you kidding me?
Rick. Charlotte Flair is unbelievable, by the way.
She's awesome. She's awesome. She's doing great work now. I like her a lot more than I did before.
It's amazing putting her with Alexa and how the crowd has just flipped. It's fantastic, and I love to see it.
Yeah.
I know you directed that question to the both of us about the personas. Until this year, I was mostly doing short form content, and back at the end of last year, I formed Media Moguls Production, and my whole idea was I want to do more than just wrestling, because back when COVID was going on, I was just trying to do wrestling content, and I stopped doing it for 2 years. And when I came back, my whole platform had changed. Like, no one was following me anymore. Like, everything had dropped.
Definitely, and the short form content is a totally different audience. So you could have 100,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube because you've done loads of shorts that have taken off or whatever, and nobody will ever look at your long form stuff. Then if you start doing, that kind of way, it's crazy. You nearly have to cater for both sets of audiences, and that's where TikTok, of course, comes in too. But
and I kind of forced myself onto like doing this, like I not start showing my face like in front of a camera until this year.
Wow.
Oh, it sounds like you went through what I had.
I'll grab everyone in just a second. I'm doing a podcast right now. I'll take a second.
Sorry.
So sorry.
That was the same with me as well. When I never had any intentions of doing podcasting. I've always thought of the idea, but I never thought it was something that I would be able to do, or like you said, go on camera and do it. And so just one day last year, I was approached to join the panel on Wrestling Republic. And so, I'm like, I have to be on camera. Can I just like do it just voice only? And it's like, no, everybody has to be on camera, and kind of to force myself to do it as well. But it gets easier, don't you think? Like, it gets easier after a while after being on camera,
Yeah.
Don't you?
This is our 12th episode that we're doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling at first, and you feel a bit awkward, which like if you looked at where I interviewed Megan, it's about a year ago, I'd say, and I was really like a rabbit in headlights at that stage. Like it was crazy, and you're just so self-conscious, and then when you think about it, like in the grand scheme of things, no one really gives a shit, and that's kind of the way it goes, and the more you do it, of course, the easier it kind of becomes too.
Like, I don't know if y'all heard of it, but I was using something called Anchor for my podcast. I was doing audio only, and I just stopped doing any kind of podcasting at all for like 2 years, and everything just, when I came back into trying to start again, I didn't have the same following as I did before.
Right.
Yeah, but some people, of course, focus on the amount of subscribers and followers. But I think if you can just get sets of eyes on it, and you can get more views and just get it out there, because some people just they won't hit that subscribe button or the follow button, but they might still keep seeing it in the feed. You know, I think some people get bogged down with the amount of followers and subscribers that they have. For you know, it's probably for monetization purposes and things like that. But
when I started this with Dylan, the whole first thing I told him, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing it for likes, follows. I'm not like, I'll come on here. Like, we can have 1-2 viewers. I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. That's important.
Right. That's the right mindset to have. You have to love what you're doing, because there's going to be times when you're not going to see the progress that you're looking for. But as long as you are having fun, that's what's going to draw the people to watching it, because they see two people, these two guys, having fun, talking about wrestling, and it's going to make them want to watch you more, because now they're starting to see themselves in you and in your content. So, yeah, I mean, you do have a lot of people who have a lot of followers, and you know, anytime you turn on WWE, you see them, you know, and their little reaction clips, and it's just like, gee, you know, like, I mean, they're good, but they're not great, you know. But
I think there's a lot of luck involved too, Megan, isn't there? Like, it's like musical artists. There's a lot of good people out there that are never discovered, and they never make a proper career out of it, you know.
It's definitely a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah.
You know, and it's definitely who you know. If we're going to be brutally honest, it helps to know the right people. And it helps to not only know the right people, but the people that are willing to put you in high position. And I've come across people who has been very helpful towards me, and in return I've helped them in whatever way possible. And then of course there's people who's like, I don't want you to be better off than me, so I'm not going to help you, you know, like, but they won't say it directly. It's just more of a I'll ask around, or I'll see what I can do, or let me get back to you, and then they never do, you know, and that's usually your sign. They want you to be good but not better than them, and you're going to come across both of those kind of people. So you know, luck has a piece of it. Knowing the right people definitely plays a role in it, but also a lot of those people who are featured in the WWE programs were consistent in what they've done too. So hard work definitely played a role in that as well. I'm not trying to take nobody's hard work away.
Yeah.
Some people have been doing it for years. But yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, some of them are okay. They're not great, but it helps for them to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers too.
Yeah,
that's true.
One of my biggest regrets about when I first started doing this back in 2020, I was doing it for a whole different reason. Like, I was all about like how many people I could get to follow it and who was following it. Now it's like, I don't care. I don't care if I have this big name who comes and watches it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And that's the correct way to look at it, I think.
Like, because I saw all these people on back when all these creators were back on TikTok, and still just like one I used to follow, I don't follow anymore. Heel Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to think, well, I want to be like him. Then I started seeing who Josh really was. Like, I don't want to be that.
And what's the deal with TikTok in the US now? Is it still blocked off, or what way is it?
It's active, but I thought we were supposed to be getting a new app come next month, I think.
I honestly don't think they're ever going to ban TikTok. There's no shot they will.
I haven't used TikTok since I haven't used TikTok since they first were gonna start when the first ban went into effect and they actually shut it down for that one night. I haven't used it since.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, a lot of people definitely make their income off of TikTok. So it's like if TikTok goes away, your money goes away too. And this is why they were slowly telling people get into long form content. Definitely go back to YouTube, because one thing about YouTube is that it's never going to go away. Utilize their short form, videos, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let people know that you're going to move to another platform too, because they keep playing with TikTok. Like, you don't know if it's going to necessarily stick around or not. And now Instagram has created edits as a competition for TikTok. Of course, you still have Threads, which is their competition to Twitter. So pretty much Instagram is trying to give you everything that you get from other sites. They're saying, look, you got Instagram, you got your reels on Instagram, you have your edits. That's almost like TikTok. And then you have your Threads, which nobody goes on Threads. Nobody goes on there. But I would still suggest that people, those in the States, to just be careful about TikTok, because we don't know if it's going to be around by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I had 5,000 followers on TikTok, and I stopped using it.
Yeah.
When the first ban went into effect, I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket.
You can't, because I don't know. I'm not gonna get political, but every day is
YouTube
new.
is the gold standard, really. If you can kind of build up the following there and utilize the tools they have and so on.
Yeah.
We stream to YouTube, we stream to Kick. I do stuff on Instagram, so I have multiple platforms I put my stuff on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Twitch is another one too, and
I didn't know about Kick until recently, like a couple months ago.
Yeah. It's a newer type of platform, I think, isn't it? But
it is.
Yeah, that'll probably grow. Like, who does anybody use like Blue Sky now? I know that was a thing for
sometimes
for months, but
I know originally when people were doing interviews, some people were still using Skype to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And now it's gone.
Yeah.
It's Teams now.
That's it.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, I have a lot of old Skype contacts on Microsoft
Zoom.
Teams now.
Or you see people using Zoom.
Yeah.
Yes, I just did a recording with someone who used Zoom. I was a little surprised, because I thought everybody got into StreamYard. But there are people that still use Zoom.
There are. Yeah.
Some people I know use Streamlabs still, and I don't like using them.
That's fair.
Ask Derek what he used during our interview.
Ecamm Live. Yeah, I used Ecamm Live. It's Mac based. So I had that for a while. But there's Riverside, there's Descript, there's so many different tools, and it's all subscription based. It's to get signed up like Netflix and the whole lot of them, emptying your account every month on subscriptions.
Speaking of Netflix, what do y'all think about the new PLE that they're going to be doing on ESPN starting next year?
I don't think that affects us internationally over here. I think we'll still get the PLEs. I think it's you guys that get affected by that.
Yeah, it's us in the States.
Yeah,
It is.
I would say, do you want the polished answer, or do you want the real answer?
give it to us.
We keep it real here. We keep it a buck here.
Yeah, don't blow smoke up at any of our guys' asses.
Well, what I would say is, I have websites. I'm not paying $30 a month. I'm not. So I will find a way to watch those PLEs. But, it's like I'm already paying, I think Peacock just went up to like $7 and change for the pay-per-views. Netflix, we're already paying for that. Sling, so that we could watch SmackDown on USA and AEW and TNA. That's already costing me about $40 a month. And then on top of that, $30? No, absolutely not. I am not doing it at all. But I mean, it's kind of like what everybody has been seeing. The tickets are going up. You're spending an arm and a leg to go to these shows. Even the nosebleeds is costing a couple of $100. The meet and greet is kind of pricey. The merch, it hasn't really improved, but you're still going to pay however much you want for the merch. I mean, TKO is kind of bleeding us dry right now.
Like I also pay for TNA Plus for all their pay-per-views.
That too. And just forget AEW, because their pay-per-views is like $50 each.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, support your indies. Support the indies. This is when you want to scream, support the indies.
Oh,
that's
definitely.
it. Yeah, you'll get a ringside seat here in Ireland for some of the events, some of the promotions for maybe €30. For the bigger events like OTT, a ringside seat might be 80 euros. Okay,
not bad at all.
I saw people for SummerSlam. I think for the package it was $30,000-$40,000 for the 2 nights. For that, which is absolutely crazy.
When I went to Mania,
co-host is right here.
When I went to Mania in Vegas back in April, I went to the NXT pay-per-view that weekend. I went to a GCW show that weekend. I went to both nights. I went to both nights of Mania, bought merch, food, plane ticket. I dropped over $8,000 on that trip.
Jesus.
Easily, yeah. And that's the thing. I came from over here, of course, to it. So you're looking along those lines easily, and if you add meet and greets into the whole side of it as well. But look, in fairness, I don't drink. I don't do a lot of other, I have other interests and things like that. But I do love the wrestling. But it is getting to be more difficult to follow the likes of WWE and those promotions. I do find a lot of value in the independence and what they offer. So yeah, it's hard to know. I don't think the prices are going to start dropping anytime soon or go back to the way they were.
No.
I gotta bring this up. You said you don't drink. You also not smoke either?
I do a bit of vaping there.
I don't know if you know what I was getting at or not. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm straight edge.
Oh yeah, exactly. There you go. I don't do drugs either. No. So, yeah, but that's it. Like I used to drink, but I just it wasn't doing me any good. So yeah, just I don't even miss it, to be honest.
That's fair. Alcohol tastes like shit, anyways. I'd turn 21.
I'll say this about I wish I could live in the UK so I could have the Netflix UK.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we get it $7.99 every month, or $9.99, I think, if you go for the HD package or whatever it is. But we get everything. We get SmackDown, we get Raw, we get NXT, and we get all the pay-per-views. So
why can't they just do that? Like, it's not gonna bleed them any money, you know?
Yeah, it's whatever rights deal Netflix has, and their global rights and licensing and all this kind of stuff. So they're creaming it anyway, one way or the other.
Yeah.
How does AEW work over there? Like, what do y'all use to watch it over there?
Well, AEW All In only dropped on Prime here a couple of days ago. And when was that? That was easily 4-6 weeks ago, maybe more.
Roughly.
But,
yeah.
We got it then. If we had wanted to watch it live at the time, I think it was about 25, 30 euros, something like that to get it. We have ITV is a TV channel in the UK. Not everybody has it terrestrial, and they do Collision and Dynamite and things like that. They show that, but AEW, and that's a whole conversation you could have. Their whole social media, their website, their marketing, everything is not up to the level of WWE, and I think that's what kind of harms them, and their global reach a little bit. It's not as slick, and even the editing, you'll see. Like Unreal shows a bit of that, how they're calling the shots and they want to see this camera and that camera. And I just don't think AEW are quite there yet, even though it is a really good product. But it's dying off because of the production.
I'll definitely say this. I'd love to have y'all back on in the future to do an episode about AEW.
Yeah.
Megan is pretty much an expert compared to me about AEW.
Yeah, I would say I enjoy it sometimes. Sometimes it's a lot, but I do still watch it.
Yeah. I'll say this. I make this joke about Tony Khan a couple times a week. I always say someone needs to take away his Coke from him. Someone needs to take away his Coke.
Yeah, he's just like a very rich guy that's good playing with his money, I think, and
I want AEW to succeed. I want them to. I want them to be different than WWE, something different.
Yeah. I think it's important that they succeed and that there's the competition there.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, but I was thinking about the independent wrestling promotions that travels in the States. And I think the last show that me and Derek talked about was a show that I was going to go to, which I have since gone. And that was the Circle 6 show on the 4th of July. Now, even though I went as media, so I didn't have to pay, most of their tickets is about $30. And it's no ring. It's no ring. It's pretty much like Roadhouse. So they're fighting in bars. So pretty much it's like everyone is in the middle. They're surrounded by the crowd. If you don't watch out, you might get kicked in the face, you might get elbowed, something might happen if you're a little too close, but it's very in your face. You have a beer and the wrestler wants your beer, you give them your beer. It's very immersive, and that is what I feel like is missing in wrestling. Because you spend hundreds of dollars to go to a show, you're feet away from them, you can't touch them, you just watch them, 3 hours is up, you go home. And it's like with this show, it's everything that you see in the ring, except for it's not in the ring. It's definitely deathmatch friendly. So you're going to see the the light bulbs. You're going to see weapons. Which this is like the first time Derek is hearing this, but yeah, I mean, I was so close when they hit each other with the fluorescent lights. You could feel the shards raise across you, you know, and it was surreal. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest you too if Circle Six ever comes to your town, go. It is worth the $30. Please go.
Oh, I go to indie shows quite a bit. There's quite a bit in indie shows that runs where I live. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, so there's quite a bit.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know like they were here. Most recently, they were in Austin, Texas. They were in San Antonio. I think they're back in LA. Their LA show, which was, I think it was an all women's show. Shotzi was there. Soraya came and supported them. I know I don't have their calendar ahead of me, but I know that they have hit a lot of new targets this year, target areas. So I will hope that they will pop up in Tennessee or North Carolina really soon, because they're starting to become more popular now. I'm starting to notice. So, you know, but they are. I don't think they're associated with GCW, but a lot of their wrestlers have had some type of connection with GCW at some point. GCW and MLW.
Because you have before GCW, there's CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling. It was.
I think I've heard of them.
Sammy Callahan used to wrestle for them. John Moxley used to wrestle for them. Nick Gage used to wrestle for them. A bunch of guys used to.
Okay, and Sammy just retired. Yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
End of an era.
Yes.
Sammy was a different breed. Like he was this. I might catch flack. I think he was this generation's Mick Foley.
Okay. I think there's quite a few guys out there that might make Mick proud when it comes down to their line of work. But I don't think Mick really had anybody to look up to when he was out there doing those things. Like he was just an originator. Like he was
the first of his kind.
Yeah.
Very
I'm getting to meet. So Mick Foley's doing a tour of Ireland and the UK in December, end of November, start of December. So I'm going to get to go to a Q&A with him. Just like this little intimate session, you know, where he's telling his stories and you get to ask him questions and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that because he's quite an interesting character.
You have to ask him some questions about Hell in a Cell with Taker.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's been asked lots of different questions about that. It's probably the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds, but you know, even his books and everything the man does, I think he's so intelligent, and a lot of people didn't give him that credit because of how he looked originally. He was judged on that, but he's actually a super intelligent guy.
Another question I just thought if you could ask him about is about his time in TNA.
Yeah. But I'd say he has so much to tell, you know, and it'll be really, really interesting just to get that take. And like that, I think it's a small enough crowd that will be there. So it'll probably give a great chance to ask some questions.
Oh, definitely. Like there's this indie show here in Tennessee. They just started back in June, but they're only had 3 shows, but I've been to all 3, and so far all 3 have delivered. It's called Pro Wrestling Symphony. They've had they're so much different from any indie show I've ever been to. Like they have live bands play during their shows.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That sounds cool, yeah. Pro wrestling.
I'm surprised no one has thought about it before.
Must look that up.
I'm surprised no one has thought of a pro wrestling, has thought about live bands during a wrestling show, like literally during, not like for an entrance or anything. I can't believe no one's thought about that before.
Circle 6, they do that.
Oh.
Yeah, Circle 6, they do that. Because the show that I went to on the 4th of July, they had 2 bands. One band named Bazooka and another band named Butthole University. And despite their name, they are really, really good. Yes, you have to look them up. They are good. They are really, really good. And
I imagine their diets consist of Taco Bell and milkshakes.
Yeah, I mean they're older guys, of course, but they really have some good music, and it's just like I said, you know, it's there's never a dull moment, you know, like there is no ring, there is no seat, everybody is just standing. You're in a bar, so you have the stage, they have a couple of fights, they have dancers, so it's definitely 21 and older. So you do have. They don't call them strippers. They're not stripping. They're like go-go dancers. But
like the WCW girls. Okay.
Yes. So you know you have your dancers, you have your live bands, you have your wrestling, you have your alcohol. This is a bar, and you know, if you're lucky, you might walk away with a broken door signed by a wrestler, you know. So it's very hectic. It's very, that's why I was wondering if you may have caught one of their shows during WrestleMania weekend, because they had a show out there. It was a museum out in Vegas. And they had a show. I mean, there was a lot of promotions that was out there in Vegas.
Yeah.
They all were trying to make their money.
Progress from the UK also. Yeah, there was a lot of different stuff.
A lot of people. You know?
Yeah, I got to see a lot of the WWE ID tournament when I was at GCW shows.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
that happened the same day.
And I also got to see Sabu's last match.
Oh wow.
That shouldn't have happened, in my opinion.
One there was the criticism about, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw how fragile he looked at the GCW show that I went to in January. Excuse me, here at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and that was where he was challenged by Janelli for that match, and he just looked so fragile. Like,
he shouldn't have done it.
A win could have just blown him away, and no, the match shouldn't have happened. But you know, his closest friends and allies, they all say the same thing. Like, this is who he was. That is what he would have wanted. You know, it's like, who am I to say that that's not true? It's just the way it happened. It still doesn't sit well with anyone, you know, especially after Joey told us that he wasn't in physical shape to even be in that match to begin with. Mm-hmm. You know, like he said, he was bad off, and they still kind of like made him show up.
Yeah.
I'll say that, like, I don't think the match should happen, but he went out on his shield.
Yes.
He went out being Sabu.
He was ever going to do it. You know, he was one of a kind, really.
He was, yeah. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going. I mean, finish your thought, because My question is something entirely different.
I was gonna say I had ringside seats for that, so I got to see a lot of the stuff that happened up close.
Wow.
Mm.
Something you'll never forget.
Like Sabu doing his chair thing when he puts the chair at the ropes and jumps over the ropes with the chair. I was like, that's vintage Sabu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I guess I just wanted to get y'all opinions on the whole Carrion and Scarlett situation, because I know a lot of people feel like it's at work, and it's like, okay, so when he debuts in AEW, is that when y'all going to realize it's not a work? Because this man is telling you this is real, and he really was let go, but people still believe that it's a work.
I don't think he'll show up in I don't think he'll show up in AEW just because of Don Callis.
Yeah.
There's issues between them two.
When Cross and Scarlett were in TNA at the time, there were accusations that Callis tried to make moves on Scarlett.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think that would stop a deal being made. Anything, once it's good for business in wrestling, as we've seen many times in the past, they can overlook things such as this. That's so. However, if it is a work, like WWE have gone the extra step here by putting them into the alumni on the website and everything like that, but I don't know.
They've taken their music off of like they're carrying his entrance off of his music off of Spotify and everything, and you can't find it anywhere now unless you go to YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so much said about Cross, and even according to insiders, so we heard that he didn't want to take bumps in the ring, and he wasn't, which I think was a bit crap, to be honest. But very interesting character, I think, in recent times, and very popular.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What else do you want to talk about, Mike? Because I'm pooped.
I was going to finish this up. I was going to say, like, if you watch SmackDown this week with the Sammy segment, when Sammy was in the ring, you could hear the crowd plain as day chanting, "We want Cross."
Yeah.
I want Cross.
I want Cross too.
But I don't want Karrion. I don't want Karrion.
You want Killer Cross?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
People, I mean, see, this is where I go back and forth, because would you go out of your way to put him in the alumni, him and his wife, and take his music off Spotify for him to return under a new name, Killer Cross? Technically, that is a different person. But it goes back to when he said his wife wasn't offered a contract. Would this man really go on there and lie about that? Don't know. But I thought it was very interesting that when the crowd chanted "We want Cross" at the end of night 2 at SummerSlam, and Triple H was like, "Yeah, you got Brock Lesnar." It's kind of like, what?
That was him giving us. That was him giving us the finger.
You got away with this with R-Truth. I'm not gonna let y'all run this show this time. And I think he has definitely felt away after the whole R-Truth thing, because it didn't make him look good, and it really gave the universe the power that they don't necessarily want us to have, where our voices mean something, and if we want somebody to come back, we're gonna bitch and moan until we get that person back. And we did get him back, but now they don't do nothing with him, and now he didn't switch characters or not, because he's not Ron Killings anymore. He kind of went back to R-Truth, but then you still see a little bit of Ron coming out when he was confronting Alistair. So it seems like he's in splits between both characters now. So, you're going to get both ends from him. But I don't think they're like, no. Kevin made his choice. And Kevin's choice was not to sign the contract, so we're not going to be bullied to bringing him or his wife back. It is what it is. And that's where I feel like they really trying to strong arm them. Take any We Want cross signs that they catch in the arenas now. They're confiscating them, allegedly.
Oh, sorry, my cat. Dummy.
But yeah, I don't know. But going back to the Scarlett and Don Callis, I didn't know about that. But I mean, Sammy Guevara said some things about Mercedes, and they brought her there, and they just threw Sammy on Ring of Honor, and you rarely see him in AEW now. So if they feel like it will make them money, I can see Tony kind of keeping Don and Karrion and Scarlett separate.
Yeah.
For the purpose of money.
Yeah. I'll say this. I don't know if y'all know who Vincent and Dutch are, the Righteous from AEW. I don't know if you know. There's a video a few months ago of Cross. I don't know where he was. He was sitting somewhere, and you could hear the Righteous song in the background. Now that he's no longer under WWE, I'm like, could we see the Karrion and the Righteous? And I've made a couple hints at it on my Instagram. I've posted a reel with a mix of Karrion's and their songs together. I'll say, hey, this is what we could see now.
Yeah, maybe in TNA. That's one way.
Vincent was in TNA with PCO and Matt Taven and them for a time.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I would like to see it. I know they kind of teased them with Elijah. They kind of teased that he was going to be with them, and then Elijah popped up on TNA, and then they left their contract with AEW Ring of Honor, and then the video with Karrion Kross had came out, so they suspected that they was going to bring them back because this is around the time when they fired everyone from Final Testament. Everyone gets a pink slip except for Karrion and Scarlett, and so they kind of teased that they were going to come, so maybe they'll bring them in TNA, and I mean they'll only be an arm reach away from WWE, and they could always come back at a different time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when Karrion, I don't know if this is what you were talking about, but when Karrion went on that one podcast or whatever it was, that show, and he just totally just went off script on the show.
Yeah.
And one of I don't know where he said it, but he quoted I think Bill Goldberg. He quoted Goldberg. He said, "You have to be a good soldier." Look what being a good soldier got him.
Yeah.
Yes. That was one of the recap shows with Megan and Sam. And if you saw the part 2 to his documentary, he kind of explained how that came about. But you could tell he was improving, which is what he was doing. He was improving and apparently pissed off some people backstage, even though he said that he was told that it was fine, that it was good, that they loved it, that he did a good job. But he said they started acting really weird towards him and her after that. And so pretty much he stepped on the wrong toes. And they probably knew at that point
Yeah.
We might not
The
bring
writing
him
was
back.
on the wall.
Yeah, and he knew that even at SummerSlam, he
It
kind of
reminds
knew.
me of I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but when Zack Ryder was in WWE, he got himself over, and no one liked that he got himself over because he went and made his whole YouTube channel and all that, which is now popular, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He made that and got himself over, and no one liked that.
Yeah.
If you
They
get
like to
yourself
have
over
all the
here,
power, I
WWE,
think.
yeah. If you get yourself over, you're gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, because they have plans for you, you know. And I mean, this is not necessarily on the same topic, but I do feel like they're out of the clear blue being kind of like shoved down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really getting why, but Michelle Nicole.
Yeah.
I have to be honest with you. She doesn't really stand out from her era in wrestling. You know, I think of Kelly Kelly. I think of AJ Lee. You know, I think of the Tori Wilson. You know, like
Bella Twins.
Yes, I don't think of Michelle McCool, and now she's just everywhere. You know, especially when she got into
who she married. Do you know?
It's definitely who she married. It's for certain who she's married to. But I have not gotten a chance to see Maven's interview with Undertaker's former co-host from his podcast, but I did see a clip where he pretty much was told, WWE want the rights to the podcast and I'm replacing you with my wife.
And Mickey James got drafted from LFG, wasn't
it? And Michelle replaced her too.
Bullshit.
On top of being inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
There's more topics that you could have discussions on.
And you would think with who Mickey James is married to, that would kind of have some kind of sway.
Michelle is nowhere near as great of a wrestler as Mickey James, and that is
hardcore country all day.
I'll stand on that hill.
Oh, 100%.
If I'm by myself. But yeah, I kind of figured her being inducted was going to be the beginning of something, and now she's kind of everywhere, and it's like I don't like it.
No,
she's been in what, the last two women's Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
She
got upset because she wasn't requested to be at Evolution, and it's like, why? We don't want to see you, Michelle.
No,
we don't want to see you. But I hope I don't get that canceled. I hope I don't get that canceled. Because
I got to chat Mickey James at WrestleCon, and she is lovely. She really is.
Like she went and made herself successful outside of WWE as well.
Yeah.
Went to TNA and won the TNA Knockouts title multiple times.
But do you remember what they did to her even when she was back?
Yeah, the whole trash bag incident. Yeah, they sent her stuff to her in the trash bag. That would not sit well with me at all.
Iggy James, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was terrible.
And you would think with her husband working for WWE, it would be a whole different thing now.
Yeah, you know, but sometimes
I thought when they signed him, I thought he'd be like as a talent, not as the general manager of SmackDown.
Yeah, but he's still not. He wouldn't wield the power that the Undertaker would have behind the scenes.
No,
he does.
Like,
all right, well, I'm probably going to sign off for now. It was really nice, wonderful talking with you, Derek and Megan. I'm pooped, And it was wonderful talking with you guys. I'm DylanDoesDumb signing off for now. Mike, love you to death. Catch you later. I'll probably do a stream at some point later. So.
All right, later, man.
Take care, man.
See ya.
Sorry, this is usually we've usually been signed off by now, but I've just gotten really into the discussions.
No worries.
We're going. It's like going to be our longest episode we've done. So now it's like we're almost at the 2-hour mark. I got to get the 2-hour mark now.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was saying with Nick, like how much more time does he have? Like with does his body have on the clock to be wrestling still?
I really thought that he was being lined up as Randy Orton's opponent for WrestleMania. You might remember, and there was the fines and the all kinds going on, and then of course we got Joe Hendry, which was fantastic in its own right. But yeah, I thought that we were going to see some of that maybe, but
because you have guys that Nick is familiar with in the WWE right now. You have AJ Styles he's familiar with and all that. Like he could have matches with it. They have history from TNA.
Yeah.
You have Xavier Woods. He's familiar with him from TNA. They were in TNA at the same time one time. When he was still part of the British Invasion, and when Xavier Woods was doing his whole I forget what it was, his like Apollo Creed gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have these people he's familiar with, and you're not letting him work with them.
Yeah, unless something underlying there that we don't know about, perhaps.
Maybe he has I don't know if something's wrong with his body or if he's, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't he wrestling in TNA before he had left?
He was wrestling in TNA and the National Wrestling Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Right.
You have even Cody. If you go back and watch the very first, I think All In, him and Cody tore the roof off.
Yeah, no, Aldis is a talent. He was a talent. There's no doubting that, and I think that might have been the idea originally. It's like Taz. Do you remember when Taz came to WWE and he never really got a proper run because of his body was broken at that stage and he had a lot of issues and things. So we never got to see the real Taz in WWE. But I think it might be something similar going on there. And he'd signed a contract, so they gave him a role then as GM.
Yeah, that could be the case. Yeah. What have y'all checked out the Evolve the WWE now owns? Have y'all checked out any of their stuff?
Not really. No, I haven't. To be honest with you, there's so much. There is, as you know yourself, and I don't even sit through full episodes of shows because you couldn't function and have a life outside of wrestling if you were watching every hour that they have. So between that, there's LFG, there's countless other NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and then if you're going to catch any AEW and TNA, and there's it's unbelievable. But no, I haven't seen any of that.
Speaking of LFG, we're talking about Michelle McCool, but I got to bring up someone else from LFG, one of the other coaches, Bully. What do y'all think about him as a coach?
You can go ahead, Megan, if you want to speak.
It says a lot with his character. It's a lot, and I do feel like this is a lot of his own personality as well. He just took a House of Glory title away from Zilla Fatu, and I'm trying to understand why.
Ego.
Why? It's like you're a podcaster now. You're not a wrestler anymore. You're a podcaster and a coach. But he has that title, and the Dudleys is going to have their last match with the Hardys, which is always fun for nostalgia. So you have these two tag teams that's going to be feuding, and of course we now have Edge and Christian back together. So unfortunately, our three TLC Kings won't be there together. But
will we ever see that? Will we ever see that happening? Do you think? I think that's
no.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I'll say this. I'll say this. I think Edge and Christian will be at the match, but not in the match. I think they'll be backstage watching it.
I could definitely see them being there. For the sake of support.
They have to be there in some. They have to be there in some capacity. They have to. It's a must.
I think if TNA wasn't so wrapped up in WWE, they probably would be in the audience. But because TNA and WWE is kind of like married to each other now, it would be very hard for any AEW superstars to like publicly support them, because TNA just lost Ace Austin. Now he's in AEW now, and don't know if that was something planned before Chris Bay got injured, if this was something that was planned before Chris Bay got injured. Kind of hard to say, but he is in AEW now. He is All Elite, right along with Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey and Deonna. It's quite
Jonathan
a few.
Gresham has also done some stuff for ROH.
Yes. Yes.
Question for you guys. Moxley back in WWE. You think you'll see that?
If I had to say, I don't think he could go back as Dean Ambrose anymore.
He can't. He can't. He needs to come back as the character that he is now. And I can't say never, because it took CM Punk 10 years to get back into WWE. And it finally happened. Now, do I think John is going to go there willingly? Probably not. No. If WWE happens to, somehow dismantle AEW and all those wrestlers need a new home, you might see him back there. But it's just certain people in AEW that I feel like is going to go to battle AEW, and I think John is one of them. Like, he's just not going to go crawling back. Like, he will be on his last win, the last breath in his body before he goes back to AEW.
You don't think there's any amount of money that would entice him to go back?
I read his book twice. He's not fueled by money.
Look at comparing. I want to compare someone else's story in how they did Sting. Look at how long it took Sting to go to WWE.
That's it. Sting was unbelievable.
He was like the last holdout. He was like the very last holdout of WCW.
He was. Yeah. It
and
doesn't.
That's where I see John. That's how I just see John. I just feel like you will see Mercedes there before John.
Yeah, because I think everybody just thinks by default, kids growing up, it's or getting into the industry, that's their dream, is WWE. Like, I know a lady here from Ireland, Debbie Keitel, and she's gone to Japan, and that was her dream, was to be in Japan and wrestle over there. So she used to be in a tag team with Lyra Valkyria here in Ireland, but it's not necessarily everybody's dream to go to WWE.
Not anymore.
Good for their career, yeah.
Like with AEW being around now for how long it has been, everyone's saying, "Oh, I want to go check out AEW now before I go check out WWE."
Yeah. That's why it's so important that AEW gets a lot of success, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I see. Like it was Sting. Like, look how WWE treated him in the 2 short years he was there. Like doing matches, like it just.
It was nearly disrespectful in a way. I think, you know, was to bring him in and we didn't get what we really wanted. I know he had aged at that stage. He was towards the end of his career, but I think it could have been handled a lot better than it was.
Oh yeah, look what he did in AEW. Like he did a lot of stuff in AEW that I didn't think he would do.
No, he kept himself in great shape though, even to this day. And that's testament to his character and the type of guy he is.
And I hold no ill will to Seth because, like, that match with Seth, I hold him no ill will to Seth for that move.
Yeah.
Because, like, freak accident is happening. That was, because Seth had done that move thousands of times.
Yeah, like
and had no issue.
Accidents. They do happen.
Now, I'll say this. I don't, like, with the whole Seth, like, with his knee, I don't think Seth should do that move he does anymore, where he does that, where it looked like his knee did buckle. I don't think he should do that anymore.
Yeah, but that's where the whole angle came from with the work. People were, I saw they were freezing it. They were drawing circles around his knee. This is the point where the knee went. You know, there was all that kind of stuff, and it fed into, like, it was bizarre, really, the levels of detail that people, you know, I think I saw some clip where they had a guy, he was like an orthopedic surgeon or something like that on, and he was trying to give his take on it, and it was mental how it worked out in the end. It was great. But yeah,
just when I saw that happen, it just like a couple weeks before that, we had Zoe Starks. That whole thing happened with Zoe, and you saw how her leg went. It was so your first thing you're like, he just messed his knee up again.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zoe, do you think we'll see her be released since she's hurt again?
I would hope not. I would hope not. You know,
because WWE has been shown to do that kind of low down stuff before.
Yeah, they keep getting away with it too. But that's the line of business, isn't it? It's a cutthroat business. It's ruthless. So I wouldn't be surprised either way. But what they do, it's wrestling, and nothing really surprises me anymore, especially after Lesnar, and many more moments before that.
Because this almost slipped through the cracks for me. I just saw it the day it happened with Ashante. I almost didn't see it with him. I didn't know his contract was up.
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, they were gonna have him as part of the releases a couple of months ago, but they decided to keep him and just let his contract run out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this happened last week when his contract ran out.
All right.
Yeah. His release got kind of overshadowed with the Karrion and Scarlett situation because it was all happening around the same time. So his release kind of came out a little quiet. Sorry, but at the time he was released, Karrion and Scarlett's contract had not expired at the time. So like we heard that they were being released, but we were still trying to figure out what was going to happen with them. Their contract was up like that Sunday. It's like a whole countdown to, are we going to get news that they, you know, their contracts have been renewed? The unfortunate thing is he did say that he was offered a contract that Tuesday, Karrion. So he got a contract offer Tuesday. He wants to know more about the contract, and they told him, "Hey, you got 24 hours to sign this damn contract. That's it." And so pretty much,
I wouldn't have signed.
yeah.
I wouldn't have signed that contract. I wouldn't have signed it without knowing about it, like reading everything. You don't sign a contract without reading it.
Hello, like it was definitely trying to give him the okie doke, and this is his second release, so he's
Mm-hmm.
he knows the routine.
Now with the Shante, like you would, like it's just kind of it dawned on me when I saw like there's only one member of Hit Row still left in WWE now, and that's BFAB.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not really seeing them use her for anything. So like you think she's probably going to be the next one gone.
Yeah.
Not as long as they keep her attached to the Street Profits, she should be okay. She should be okay. We'll see though.
Like I want like Hit Row, I think could have been something if they would have done it right. Because look at Swerve. Look at Swerve now. Look at AJ Francis went and reinvented himself. Now, could he use some improvement in the ring? Yes, but on the mic, he's something on the mic.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
I just want to say one thing before I finish up, and I was very harsh on Candice LeRae in the past. You might remember, Megan. I just said like, what's her function? But at SummerSlam, it was there. That spot alone through the ladder, it was worth everything. Just
getting pushed by her husband. That's what made you think. Oh,
I think
okay.
that was amazing. I think it was amazing. I really, and hats off to her. I think.
Candice Michelle?
No, LeRae.
No, it was who was it? Michael Cole that called her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Michael Cole accidentally called her Candice Michelle.
Oh yeah. That's. I think he did that a couple of times or something as well in the past. But no, I really enjoyed that, and that was an amazing match actually overall. I think that was fantastic. Everybody involved.
Like the team I didn't want to win lost. Like the team I wanted to win lost, but I'm glad the Wyatts actually kept the titles because the titles do need some consistency.
Yeah. And it utilizes the Wyatts as well because everyone thought, what are they there for? What's going on here? And I think the right call was made.
I wonder if they're going to allow them to use the Freebird rule with the tag titles. Because you have Joe Gacy, you have Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
If one of them gets hurt, like if Dexter or Joe Gacy were to get hurt, could they use the Freebird rule? Because they when New Day was together, they allowed them to use the Freebird rule.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, look at the way they just move others around. When Naomi was stepped in, or was it Roxanne Perez for Liv Morgan? All that kind of stuff. So they move people around as they need them. I think there's never much controversy about it. So
now this will be the last topic since you brought it up before we end the show. But Naomi, what are y'all's thoughts on Naomi?
Amazing. In recent times.
I'm talking about with all the news this past week surrounding her.
I love me some Jimmy. I do love me some Jimmy. I love Jimmy and Jay. But I would have to break Jimmy's kneecaps if he then did the unthinkable when we just gave her that title. That would make me I'm happy for her. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for her. And I would be happy for him too. But yeah, he's gotta he's gotta get hit in the kneecaps or something. Because why? She just got the title. Got the title.
It's still only speculation, though. I will say that. And
well, this is
true.
We're supposed to hear from her tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted for them if that's the way it is. But yeah, sorry.
The only reason why people are saying this is because she has been very vocal about having fertility issues, and she's been talking about that a lot lately. And now you then gave her and Jimmy an interview with Stephanie, which I haven't gotten around to listening to that. I'm kind of backed up in different things that I want to listen to. That's definitely on my list. But it's like there's a lot of things that has been coming out that is leading people to believe that it's that. But hey, like I said, children are blessings. So if that is the case, congratulate her. Keep your opinions to yourself. This is something that she's been speaking about. This is something that she and her husband have been, talking about. Let these people have a life outside of that wrestling ring, Because
but Big Jim's got to get his kneecaps busted.
Just one of them. Just one of them. Just one of them. Just take that kneecap out so he could be right there with her.
Yeah, he didn't proceed with caution.
But
he didn't proceed with caution. But
the reinvention of her has been amazing as a heel character. I think it's been her best work I've seen.
I love her. I love that her dad got to play her play her entrance for her to the ring.
Yeah,
that was special.
Yeah,
that was.
I want to thank y'all for being on the show today, and this went way longer than what I was planning on. I was planning for maybe an hour and a half. It went almost 2.5 hours.
No worries, man. That's clocking up the hours for yourself on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Derek. And I want to thank you, Megan, for being on the show today. And I hope to have y'all on in the future and have some more awesome discussions.
No worries, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Mania podcast. I always have and always will be the original mogul, Mike Weldon. Thank y'all.